What's going on, everybody? This is Sean of Raw Select Music, and once again, I'm back. So I remember saying in my previous video that I should be back to a regular upload schedule as of that video. That completely fell apart when I had an event last Sunday, and yeah, pretty hungover from that. But anyways, as of this video, I should be back to a fairly regular schedule. Can't really promise that I'll do a video a week, but I'll try to keep it as close to that as humanly possible. So, to make it as easy on me as humanly possible, rather than discussing one record in detail, I figured I'd talk about some of the records that I picked up recently, share them with you, and you can see some of the stuff that I've been picking up. So, without further ado, let's see what I've been buying. So first off, I want to start off with the 45s that I picked up recently. As I've stated in a lot of these vlogs that nobody watches before, that I'm a big fan of 45s. As you can see, my lovely 45 collection over here. And one that when I first saw it on Jet Set Records, where I usually buy all my records. Great record store, definitely check them out. One that caught my eye immediately was the Jean-Jacques Perry Eva record with, it's also got Camille Yarbrough on the other one, which, if you look at that title, Take Your Praise, you'd probably recognize it immediately as soon as you hear the sample, because that's the Fatboy Slim sample. But this one sort of caught me off guard because I don't really have a long history with this. I'm aware of the sort of bubbly, jazzy funk intro that's on this song. But what wasn't really aware of was that the rest of the song is what DJ Premier used for a Gangstar track that's name isn't coming to me right now. But anyways, yeah, this is a really cool record. I'm glad that I picked this up. Not really much else to say to that other than it's a classic, and definitely that Camille Yarbrough, the sample source for, what's his name? Fatboy Slim. There we go. Brain still works. It's actually a much more interesting track considering the sort of bombasticness of the and the upbeat feel of the Fatboy Slim track. This is a pretty surprisingly mellow, jazzy track, and I really like that. I thought that was pretty cool. Then this next record that I have has to have probably one of the most sterile, bureaucratic, government-sounding names I've ever seen, and it really does not suit what is actually on this record. The name of the group, as far as I can tell, is Local Government Victory Caprico, Magnet, and Associates on Lugnut Brand Records. I originally picked this one up because of the B-side where it's got this really, really cool, funky drum break on it. I didn't know anything about this record until I was just flipping around on Jet Set Records on the internet. And the drum break was really choppy. It's not really a rolling drum break. It's not really a boom bap, like classic hip hop style drum break. It's just, it has a sort of choppy momentum to it that I thought was really interesting. And the music itself, outside of the drum break, it's just some like really nice Bob Jamesy style jazz, and I could always use more of that. So the last of the 45s that I picked up, this one's kind of special because it's a record that I always wanted, but didn't realize that I wanted. And that's because I didn't know what it was. And that would be Ruben Bell, Super Jock. And part of the reason that I've always wanted this record was it was in Cut Chemist and DJ Shadow's Brain Freeze set. And in the middle of the track, it says, "He's the Turntable King." So for any Brain Freeze fans who've watched the DVD, watched the video, or listen to the original mix, now you know what that song is. And just as far as a funk record goes, it's just a nice party funk record, and the closest thing I can compare it to is something that I can't think of the name of right now. Give me a second. I'm going to find that record. There we go. There. Found it. Yeah, this guy. This is what I was thinking of. Yeah, it's From the Love Side, Hank Ballard, which, ironically enough, was also on... ironically, coincidentally enough, was also on the Brain Freeze set. And this is also just some really good, like, fun, upbeat party funk. So, yeah, if you see this record, this is a guaranteed crowd pleaser. Definitely recommend you check this guy out. Then, in terms of the LPs that I picked up recently, I finally got around to picking up this Now Again reissue compilation, which is Function Underground, the Black and Brown American Rock Sound. And kind of amusingly, the sticker says that it's from 1969 to 1974, but the back of the record, plus the liner notes, both say 1972 to 1977. So which dates am I supposed to trust? I just don't know. But all that being said, as the title would imply, it is mostly focused around black rock and roll, and as you might guess, it's pretty damn funky. And it kind of goes into some psychedelic rock, goes into some bluesy rock, some of it's up-tempo, some of it's more sort of low mid-tempo kind of stuff. There's a wide variety of sounds on here. I really like this record, but one of the problems that I have with it is with at least 2 songs on here have already appeared on other compilations or have been released as singles before. But small little quibble for some otherwise outstanding funky rock and roll. Especially the first track on here, 1984, there's a Wrinkle in Our Time, is one of my all-time favorite psychedelic funky rock tracks, and you should definitely check that out. So after all those funk and soul records that I picked up recently, to go in a completely different direction, I picked up this guy. This is Wildflower's Balloons, released on one of my favorite instrumental hip-hop labels, and that would be Street Corner Music, which is owned by House Shoes, who is a good friend of Jay Dilla, who helped get him his start. Anything that comes out on this label, well, I mean, the sticker pretty much just says it all. Yeah, that's about right. I really like this record because it goes in a different direction from a lot of the other stuff that comes out on Street Corner Music. Now, I like I like all the releases that I have from their label, and by way of this stack of records, this is everything plus this that I have from Street Corner Music up until this point. But this is the first record that I've heard from the label that really feels like one cohesive project. Every song on here really sort of keeps the general theme and sound started from the first track all the way to the last track consistent throughout the whole thing. And it's probably like the most cohesive listen as far as a Street Corner Music release is so far. Wildflower on Twitter described himself as a person who likes hip-hop and ambient pop, and those are probably 2 pretty apt descriptions for this record. There's definitely a lot of ambience on here, there's a lot of moodiness on it here, and there's some fantastic drums on here. It's honestly one of the most creative instrumental hip-hop records that I've heard in a long time, and I'll definitely be getting to a full review on this guy in the future, because I really can't say enough good things about this record. So that's going to be it for me for today. I know this is easily the laziest form of content as far as putting anything out on the internet. I will definitely have either another Life in Japan vlog. I have an idea kicking around that I wish I had a little bit more time to expand on, that I just didn't get around to doing it today, that I would like to try in the future. There's a bunch of records that I wanted to talk about, not including the stuff that I just picked up, but there's one classic record that I've been dying to do a video review, so you can definitely look out for that one in the future. As always, thanks again for watching. Always go down, check out my WordPress, check out my Steemit. Pretty much I posted the same content, but all of the records that I talked about today, you can hear what they actually sound like for yourself and decide whether or not they're worth listening to in the end. But as always, once again, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next week. I will definitely have some sort of video content up for you. Until then, have a good week.